Already 3 people in here, which is absolutely astonishing. Welcome, guys, to a new series brought to you by 302BIRDS and Cahtah Media. Me and Cahtah have been talking about it. We've been collabing a lot, and we were like, we need to do something on a weekly basis. So at least for the remainder of the season, every Sunday, or it will premiere sometime on Sunday pregame. We'll talk through logistics every week. You will be notified. There will be a Philadelphia Eagles pregame show with Cahtah Media and 302BIRDS. Cahtah, how you feeling about this?
I'm doing great. We got the TikTok rolling. If you're in the TikTok, come on over to the YouTube, either 302BIRDS or Cahtah Media, if you want to chime in. But it should be a great show here. Throughout the whole season, we're going to get raw reactions from both of us. You already know I'm the next Dave Portnoy, and so is Dutchy. So we're going to fuck everybody over. Let's go, Birds. Cahtah. I'm not piecing out.
Yeah, we got the disruptors in the chat, and we're already getting some shit from a Giants fan in the chat saying the Eagles are mid. We're going to the Colts today. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not going to lie. KJ McCoy, you nervous for today's game?
No, never nervous. Never, ever. That's just not a thing for me. I'm ready. And I think, honestly, we'll see what happens in this game. It's going to be difficult without Dallas Goedert. It's going to be difficult, but I think we'll manage through it, and it's going to be a good one for sure.
So that's actually a good bridge into our first topic. Who is your guy to more step up with Goedert being out, KJ? Would it be Stoll? Would it be Cahtah? Give me your tight end predictions and give me some yards. Give me some numbers, KJ.
All right, so I'm going to go with Cahtah. I think he's going to have a better game than Stoll, just because Stoll is more of the blocking tight end, kind of. I mean, but here's the thing with Stoll. I mean, he's got a little bit more experience, but at the same time, I think Cahtah will at least have a good maybe 47 yards, say like 3 receptions. I think Jalen Hurts is really going to try and target guys like Devontae Smith this game. He hasn't really had too many targets recently. He's been really trying to go to A.J. Brown a lot, and obviously in double coverage, which we did not agree with that decision, but that's a different topic for a different time. But yeah, I think with Stoll, he's more the blocking tight end, and he'll do a lot of the blocking terms today. And I think Stoll will probably have at least like 2 receptions, but I don't see Jalen really trying to go to them too much because he still has to get the chemistry going with them.
Chris?
Yeah, I agree with KJ 100% here. I think it's Cahtah is going to get more of the targets here. And even, I mean, I'm not sure if they activated him yet, but I think Tyree Jackson might get some of those targets as well. Stoll is the blocking tight end. It's just what he is. Will he get some targets? Yes, but I think they're going to kind of stay away from the tight end as much as they can. But I do like Cahtah a lot, or however the hell you spell his name. I don't know, or say his name. I don't know at all. But he was a 6th-round pick, and he was a guy that, I mean, he's made a couple big catches already. I could see them going to him some. Obviously, he's not Dallas Goedert, but he just needs to catch the ball a few times. That's it.
I think at the end of the day, too, I mean, when you look at Cahtah and Goddard's tangibles, they're pretty similar. I think Goddard's 6'5", Cahtah is like 6'4", but Tyree Jackson is 6'7". So I'm kind of with Chris on that. Let him get some of the reps. Let him get out there. At the end of the day, I mean, let all 3 of them get reps, because at this point, the Philadelphia Eagles are 8-1. See what you have at tight end. Goddard's on the bench right now. You're pretty secure to make the playoffs. See what you have going into the playoffs, so that if something happens with Goedert, he has to come out for a play or 2. You're like, okay, I know exactly who the second best tight end on my roster is for this situation, and I'm going to put him in right now. So, I mean, in my opinion, let everybody play. That's what I think Sirianni should do. But I'm kind of with Chris, though. Stoll is primarily a blocking tight end. He knows what he is. And I feel like with Hurts right now, you need a receiving tight end out there. So I think Tyree Jackson and Cahtah should be getting most of the reps. And before I move on real quick, I want to point out, if you guys haven't noticed, we got the new merch that just dropped, the Veterans Appreciation Tees. We don't make any money on these. So if you guys buy one, basically what happens is at the end of the month, when we're done with them for a limited time, we're going to make one donation. All the profits, 100% of them, are going to go to benefit veterans. So we appreciate you guys. and everything that you do and all the sacrifices that your families make. So thank you guys. Buy a shirt if you can. Check out the store. The link is in the bio. But yeah, the tight ends are a little bit tricky. I mean, I definitely miss the days when we had Ertz and Selleck, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Or
And
Ertz and
Burton.
Goddard
Don't forget about
together. I mean,
Burton.
yeah, they had the three-headed monster there.
Yeah.
Just sign Richard Rodgers back.
And
For the
speaking
fourth
of
time.
three-headed monster, like it feels like sometimes there's just too much of talent for the ball to go around, at least for Hurts to distribute it. I couldn't name you one player being one, except for maybe Rodney McLeod, and if Kenny Moore is a safety for the Colts. I couldn't name you any other player, though, in the Colts secondary. Darius Leonard is not playing. Jalen Hurts should have a field day on this secondary. If there's one wide receiver that's going to ball out today, who do you guys have and why?
I'll go with I think Devontae is going to have a good game. But then I also feel like Quez could also have a pretty good game as well because I feel like he's a little angry from last week. I mean, he had a key fumble that really kind of secured the win for Washington last week. And, I mean, we look back at that and we're frustrated as heck about it. But it is what it is. And, yeah, I think Quez is like, all right, you know what? I'm not going to make a mistake like that again. I got to step up. I got to ball out. So hopefully Jalen goes his way, and hopefully he holds onto the ball for sure. But back to what you were saying before, Dalt. Actually, Rodney McLeod is on the Colts too. So remember that too. They have him in the secondary. Just thought I would say that too.
Didn't I say him, Chris?
He did.
Did you?
He did. There is one.
See, I did.
I
did. I thought that I said it,
it,
but I at first I drew a blank and I was like, wait. But is there some kind of injury with him or no? Is he playing today too?
I think he's playing.
I think.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that's gonna be.
Saying that. My bad.
They have Stephon
all
Gilmore
good.
too, I believe.
Oh, they do? All right, that's actually a player. Yeah, that's a player.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's hurt or not, but yeah, my wide receiver, I'm gonna go a completely different way. It's gonna be a Zach Pascal revenge tour today. I don't know that he's gonna have like a ton of stats per se, but I think that Zach Pascal's gonna have like a huge. See, there it is. See, there it is. He's gonna have a huge like catch or something. It'll be a touchdown or something big in the game. He may only get like 50 yards total receiving, but I mean, for Zach Pascal, it's a ton.
It's going to be a big momentum play, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think he wants revenge. I think he does for sure. And he showed some glimpse last week, and I think the week before of some catches he can have. I mean, I think he had a touchdown in the Steelers game as well. He could be a game changer for sure. I hope.
Yeah, and it's a
Sirianni I got
as well.
Yeah.
Smitty, Slim Reaper.
Yep.
I got him. I mean, he had a touchdown last week. I thought that I'm not going to lie. I thought that he would have a bigger game, and I think that everybody did, but that wasn't necessarily his fault. He did what he could when he had the ball in his hands, and I think that A.J. Brown is probably going to get covered by Gilmore, man-to-man, if that's what they're going to run. And then when you look at it, you're going to probably have, like KJ said, McLeod in the secondary, who's smart. He knows the Eagles' offense, too, so there's a lot that goes into that as well. But I got Slim. Give me the Slim Reaper today as my MVP. That's exactly who I got. Skinny Batman. I love watching that guy play. I love his energy. And I think it's just a matter of time until he breaks out. I think he's no doubt a wide receiver one talent. I think that the Eagles just need to learn a little bit more about how they can, what's the word I'm looking for? Help him break through as a wide receiver too, because he could be a top 15, top 12 receiver in the league, no doubt. But I'd rather him be the number one wide receiver too. And then maybe A.J. Brown is like the 5th or 6th best wide receiver in the NFL. Okay, well, there you go. You know what I mean? Like you have a pretty good duo. So, I mean, at the end of the day, Jalen Hurts just needs to go through his progressions and put the ball in the hands of whoever's open, because that's the beautiful part about the Philadelphia Eagles wide receiving core right now is whoever the hell gets the ball in their hands is going to make a play.
Yeah, exactly. You're exactly right on that.
How you guys feeling about the coaching situation with Jeff Saturday? Is that going to Philly's notorious for fucking shit up with things like this. What are you thinking, Chris?
Yeah, it worries me a little bit. Not gonna lie. The whole sometimes when somebody brings in a new coach, it gives them a little bit of a jolt, and I think that may happen with the Colts. That more than anything worries me in this game. Just the whole we want to play hard for Jeff Saturday because everybody said he shouldn't have been hired type thing. And the Colts are still like on paper are still a very good team. They just haven't put it together this year. But if they figure a way how to, they could give some fits to the Eagles for sure.
Yeah, I think so. Like they're a team that's a little bit more gritty than people think, and I think a lot of people forget. Okay, they have a really good offensive line, and they have Jonathan Taylor, so that's just going to speak volumes for itself, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think honestly, Jeff Saturday is going to honestly want to come out firing on the Eagles for sure. I think he's going to want to just come out aggressive, and he had a great win. He started off his coaching career in the NFL as 1-0, and it kind of gives him some confidence. But I mean, the Eagles, people keep on saying we're a pushover, we're frauds. Oh, we were 7-0, and we just blew it. And honestly, I don't think we're frauds. I really don't. Easy schedule. Get that crap out of here, to be honest. I think the Eagles will bounce back in this game. And Jeff Saturday, he's going to have some luck against us. But at the same time, I think the Eagles will come out victorious in this game. I think so.
I think that they will too. And I think that the Colts, I think, have a really good move by putting Jeff Saturday right there. He's a guy that kind of elevates that team and elevates that locker room. He brings that energy to the team. Very similar to what Doug Peterson did. Even though I wasn't the biggest fan of Mr. Let's call a screen on 3rd and 10, at the end of the day, I mean, the team was behind him, and that speaks volumes for itself. So I think that that's why I'm so nervous of Jeff Saturday. And like KJ said, the Colts are going to want to come out swinging. Jeff Saturday is a new head coach in the NFL. Christ, he was coaching a high school team 2 or 3 weeks ago. Now he's coaching in the NFL, going against the #1 team in the NFL with a chance to knock them off their block and make a name for himself. So the Philadelphia Eagles need to beware. Nick Sirianni needs to beware, because one thing I think a lot of people forget too, where did Nick Sirianni come from? This is good and bad. There's pros and cons to it, but the Colts. So he knows a little bit about them. They know a little bit about us. We'll see what happens. I'm kind of shocked to see Frank Reich get fired mid-season, though. I thought that was disrespectful. Like, what did you guys think about that?
I think that Irsay is just like out of control a little bit. He got rid of Carson Wentz for Matt Ryan, which in my opinion just wasn't really an upgrade at all or anything. And they kind of just shipped Carson Wentz off for a 3rd-round pick, which, I mean, now looking at how he's played with the Commanders this year, yeah, it looks like they did okay. But Matt Ryan sucks. Like, it just doesn't – I'm sorry. He's just not good. He seems like he just gets into everything and wants to kind of hands-on-y like Jerry Jones is there a little bit. But yeah, I don't know why he fired him midseason. I think Frank Reich is a good coach. I mean, he had a above 500 record there. Yeah, they haven't really gotten over the hump, but they also don't have the players to get over the hump either. Like, Matt Ryan's not going to do it. Matt Ryan in his prime couldn't even win a Super Bowl. Why would Matt Ryan be able to do it now? Type thing.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know why the Colts keep on doing this and bringing back veteran quarterbacks that are pretty much at the end of their careers. I mean, you've seen them get Phillip Rivers a couple years ago, and now they're doing the same thing with Matt Ryan, which I think is just not the right move at all. It just shows that they're really not trying to win right now. They're trying to win in the future. But, yeah, honestly, it was surprising to hear that Frank Reich got fired. I mean, they were able to beat a really good Chiefs team. I mean, that was a great win for them. So I was pretty surprised. I mean, after a win like that, I'm like, okay, this guy's probably, if he has a bad record this season, he's probably got his job safe. But then to hear that news and then to hear him get replaced by Jeff Saturday, like I thought it was going to be the assistant coach, like the offensive coordinator who was going to step up and be the interim head coach, but it was Jeff Saturday and he got the call. But yeah, it was pretty surprising though. We'll see if we can get him back though. Maybe next year we get Frank Reich as the offensive coordinator. That'd be nice.
KJ, I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Is there a lucky jersey that you have worn this season, aka a jersey that you have worn on every game day that since you've worn it, the Eagles have not lost? Do you have a jersey like
Oh,
such?
it's this one. It is this one. The Brian Dawkins 1996 jersey. This is the lucky one because last week I'm trying to think. I wore a Donovan McNabb jersey.
Oh my
Which
God.
I'm probably not going to wear again. So not going to wear it again, and not a good idea. So I don't think it was my fault. I think
Yeah,
it was
your
No,
fault.
it's your nope.
It
Nope,
was
it's
your
your fault.
Lacey Brown's fault.
It's your fault and Dalton's fault for leaving at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
I
Okay.
didn't leave it
We had to get back to Delaware, number one.
I did
which
not.
I'm not from, apparently, because I'm not from anywhere because I'm a mutt. But then number two, yes, Donovan McNabb probably wearing that jersey was a curse. It's like one of those things,
Yeah.
KJ. If the Eagles win today, me and Chris, and we'll vow on this together right now, will not let you take off that jersey every game day.
You got to shower in that
jersey
shit.
every
shower in it.
game day
Yeah.
for the rest until they lose. If they win out, you might have to wear that at your wedding one day.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I will. I will be wearing Eagles tuxedo at the wedding. I'm sure that Cahtah's gonna have an Eagles themed wedding pretty soon as well. So
Not Eagles,
but
Phillies, but yeah.
Phillies, okay, pretty close. But you gotta do it for ballpark. So
Fingers Dutch.
fingers Dutch. But yeah, honestly, I don't know if it's the good luck charm or not. I felt like Lacey Brown kind of brought some bad luck on us because she did it for the Packers as well. So, and that's what I kind of saw. And point blank, we just lost. I mean, that's how I see it. We just lost.
Yeah.
Dutch, you're muted. On the phone. All right, he's on the phone.
Yeah, so here, I got a question for you, KJ.
Yeah.
We just got two very big defensive tackles who used to be Pro Bowlers.
Yep.
How do you think these guys are going to be used today? Are they going to be used today? And are they going to help slow down Jonathan Taylor, which is a major thing that they need to do?
Well, I think with both additions, I feel like it's a little soon to just feed them to the wolves. But I feel like, yeah, they're ready. And plus, I just heard, I don't know if this is true, but apparently Robert Quinn is out as well. I don't know if that's
I haven't
official or
seen
not.
the inactives yet, but that's something big for sure.
I don't know. Let's be honest, though. Like, I'll play devil's advocate on this. Robert Quinn, like, has he really done much for us, though? Like,
No.
yes, he gets double teamed a lot, and he's a little bit older, but like, and I know we gave up a 4th round pick for him, so I really shouldn't be complaining. Beggars can't be choosers. But like, has he really done like all that much for us? Like, is him being out really that big of a deal? Because personally, I really like BG and Josh Sweat.
Yeah.
So
back to what I
for
was
me,
saying, I think, you got it.
For me with Quinn, it's more against the run game. He's a much better run stopper than Josh Sweat is. So that's where it is for Quinn with me. Yeah, the pass rushing hasn't really been there, but it's more for me today. It's stopping the run. I mean, Matt Ryan isn't that good, so I'm not really worried about the passing game too much. Now, of course, that's going to come back and hurt us after I said that, but it's stopping Jonathan Taylor today is what they need to do.
Yeah, they're going to feed him. They're going to feed him for sure. They saw what happened last week versus Washington. They saw the tape. They saw that we are weak on the defensive line. We did just add some new guys, but back to what I was saying before, yeah, I think Ndamukong Suh is going to be a factor for sure. I mean, he is older. He wasn't picked up for a while, but honestly, he's just really here to really fill that void that Jordan Davis really, where we thought that Jordan Davis really was kind of quiet. He really wasn't. I mean, he kind of seemed like he really did help this defense out. But I think having Ndamukong Suh, having Linval Joseph keeps that veteran presence around, and we'll see what they can do for this defense.
Yeah, did you see the NFL fine the Commanders?
Really?
Yeah, I got to go look and see what really happened here, but yeah, they must have fined the Commanders. I hope for it's they should really be fining the refs.
Yeah.
Because that was absolutely just ridiculous last week.
That was the ref
but yeah,
was right there.
they fined the Commanders for the face mask.
Wow.
Which I don't know why they fine the player. because yes, he should be fined for that.
Yeah.
But the ref is the one who should be fined. And the ref should have been suspended or something, because that was such a blatant face mask. You can't miss that call. Just
You
in
can't.
that
You're right
situation,
there.
that's
You're
just
right
something you
there. I
can't-
mean, I was at this game. I was right there, and I saw the ref.
So was I. Yeah, we both saw
Yeah,
it.
you were there as well. So right there, the ref is. I'm looking, and I see the ref literally in the replay. The ref's like maybe like 2 feet away from Dallas Goedert. Like, there's just no way in God's earth that you can't realize that's a face mask. Like, it just doesn't make any sense at all.
And not only did they miss the call, Goddard got hurt on that play, and now he's out for at least 4 weeks.
Yeah.
That's a bigger loss than the fumble, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, that could lose us multiple games without Goddard.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the thing too, like, it feels like the Commanders are just a dirty organization and they always get away with shit. And I know, I'm not going to lie. Look, Commanders fans, you guys beat us fair and square. You guys won. As a fan, I can admit it. We played horrible. We lost that game. I don't know if I would necessarily say you won that game. I guess I would. But moreover, we lost that game, if you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Yes.
But I think the only part of the Commanders organization that I like and respect, believe it or not, is Ron Rivera. I think that he's a decent coach. I think that he's probably more the reason that they won. Heineke, of course. It just feels like that organization just keeps doing the wrong shit. Like, honestly, after last season, we all watched him, and we were all kind of like, okay, Heineke's the guy. The locker room's behind him. Like, this guy's kind of scary. He can get this team in a position to win. And then they go out and sign Carson Wentz. And it's like they pay him a ton of money, and then it's like, oh, yeah, we have to use him now. And I just didn't like that on them as an organization. I think that they're dirty is what I'm trying to say, long story short. And I'm really happy that the NFL actually did this, because the refs were horrible at that game. And coupled with KJ wearing a Donovan McNabb jersey, it was just game over for us.
I won't do it again. I won't do it again.
It's all good. No, I'm just busting your balls. But in all seriousness, though, I mean, the Eagles lost that game. We were all watching it. There were a lot of mistakes. And the thing is, they started off pretty decent. They just got kind of lazy. And the one thing I will say is I'd rather have a November loss than a January loss. So the Eagles get a loss out of the way right now. It is what it is. And we'll move on. And as Jalen Hurts, you take a deuce, you flush it down the toilet, and you move on. So I think for the Eagles, it's a good lesson. And you kind of see how the refs can screw you. And I think the one thing I did like too, and this is my last point, I like that a lot of the players are taking accountability. Like, you see Brandon Graham being like, hey, that was on me, even though that was all bullshit. You know what I mean? Like that was the most bullshit call ever. He touched him. And he's like, I should have known not to do that with how soft the league is nowadays, is basically what he's saying in a nice and professional way. And he's right. So I love that they're going to learn from it. They're not going to make these mistakes in the playoffs and lose a game. And this is kind of the way it should go.
Yeah.
Anybody else got anything else that they want to say about that? Or
No, I mean, I still think the ref should be fine too, and the ref should probably be suspended for that. You can't miss that call. When that's your job, that's literally your sole job, is to watch the guy who's running the football. And if anything happens to him and you miss that, he's got to be either suspended or fined or something.
Yeah, I can tell you one thing. I mean, me being a former referee in, it was youth sports, I guess you could say. In youth sports, I was a referee. The main thing that you have to do is you really have to judge the play. And obviously, if there was a obvious call, if I was right there, I call it. And sometimes we miss calls, they screw up. But that's probably one of the biggest misses I've probably ever seen as a referee. And it makes referees just look horrible in general. And it just looks like, honestly, it kind of brings me to this, where is there a conspiracy that there are referees that are rigged? Maybe they're betting on the games. Like, I mean, in the NBA, Tim Donaghy did that. Could this referee?
There it is, the classic Philly
Could he be
conspiracy
doing
theory.
that?
We had
Like,
to
I'm
have
dead
somebody
serious.
say it.
I'm not saying that the Commanders like they cheated the game or whatever. I'm just saying that the referees, is there some weird shit going on? Maybe that we don't know about. Yeah,
Dan
it could be
Snyder.
happening. So honestly, yeah, they need to investigate this shit and they need to fine the refs. Exactly what Cahtah said. Amen.
They had money line for sure.
Yeah, they're playing FanDuel, whatever they're playing.
How do you find
them?
them? Well, you either suspend them or fine them.
Yeah, I think suspension. I'm more down with suspension because like you can fine a ref, but they're just gonna go back and like what are they really gonna fine
on
them?
the
Like
next
3
game.
games.
They're gonna bet on the next game and make the money back.
Exactly. So it's like you got to really put a dagger in it, I think, right?
Yeah, for sure. Just fire them. Get rid of them completely.
I'm 100% with it. All right. We talked about a little bit about Jonathan Taylor. I think obviously that's the piece that we're the most scared of on the Colts. But if there's like more of the Eagles run game, let's take it in that direction. What are you guys thinking for Miles Sanders today? What are your expectations, yards, all that good stuff? Take it first, Chris.
We need a combined 150 yards on the ground between Hurts and Sanders today, I think. They need to come out and run the football. I know it's going to be tough against that defensive front, but they need to – when the Eagles are at their best, they are running the football and they're running it well. And that's really what the Eagles need to do. It's been a while since Hurts has really had one of those big running games, and maybe today's that day. Not that they need him running a ton, but – it'd be nice to get that dual threat Jalen Hurts back out here again to see that. But I want to see it. I want to see a home run ball from Sanders today. I want to see a nice little 60-yard touchdown or something like that. That would be real nice.
Yeah, like he's had touchdowns this year, but it's like a 5-6 yard run. I'm sure he's broken off a couple big runs, but it would be nice to see him kind of bust one. The Colts defense is dilapidated, so he really should.
Yeah, I think Sirianni is going to use the run. I really do. I remember last year when the fans were telling Sirianni to run the ball, he actually listened, not like other coaches we've had in the past. He's actually listened to the fans. He respects the fan base. He knows what the city is all about. So honestly, I think that Sirianni can hear us saying run the damn ball, and I think he's going to do that. So I think Miles Sanders will be a big part of this offense. I also think Jalen Hurts will be scrambling. He'll get back to more of his running kind of scrambling kind of game where he can get in the pocket and then be able to run as well. So I think you'll see that a lot. Maybe use Kenny G as well, Kenneth Gainwell. That would be pretty nice as well. Because, I mean, last year he had a great season, rookie season, had a bunch of touchdowns. Sanders didn't have any touchdowns last year, but this year he's had some TDs and he's looking way better. But they just need to use him. Like last week, they didn't use him. They didn't use him really at all. So this week, you have to use him. The Colts' defensive line is not as good as the Washington's defensive line. So use it.
I think, like, for the Eagles, too, it's like you need to get your guys up front that I guess Mailata – how much more longer is Mailata out for? I don't even know. The point is, you need to get the – I think he is out, is he?
I thought Kelsey was out, but I don't know if that's true.
Ooh.
I think that he's – okay, so it says he's day-to-day at this point. The point is, for Jordan and whoever's playing up front today, you need to really set the tone early in the game, and that means, I think, a first-quarter rushing touchdown. You need to go out away, quiet that crowd a little bit, and get Miles Sanders' confidence up, because I think that that's the way that you get that home run ball, that home run touchdown. I don't think Miles Sanders is the kind of guy like Bryce Harper goes out, first swing, home run. You know what I mean? We've had running backs like that. First take, taking it to the house. You know what I mean? Miles is the kind of guy that he's going to be consistent and go out and get you 5, 6, 7 yards of carry. But if you get his confidence up, that's when he gets really dangerous and he can bust off one of those big runs too. So for me, my prediction for Miles today, give me Miles Sanders, I would say 85 plus yards. Give me 2 rushing touchdowns and give me like 35 receiving yards. So I think Miles Sanders is going to have a pretty decent day today, especially after last week with what happened with Jalen Hurts. I think that the Eagles are going to want to kind of keep it on the ground. You guys know what I mean? They're not going to want to put the ball in harm's way and make mistakes, especially at an away game.
Yeah, I agree.
Other than that, I mean, we got a score prediction, and then we can talk about Chris actually brought up some betting. So when you're ready, let me know, Chris. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, I got it up right here, so I can tell you that my bets should be. I went very conservative on this one. It's a lot of picks. There's 9 picks in it, but it should be a pretty good bet. If DraftKings ever wants to load, see, this is why.
Is it a parlay?
It is a parlay. Yes, it's a 10-pick parlay or 9 picks. If it wants to, wow. My computer is very slow. I have McDonald's Wi-Fi, so that never helps.
It's all right. The Eagles Colts money line.
Let's do score predictions first. Let's do score predictions first.
Okay, I'm fine with that. So my score prediction, I'll go first. For the Philadelphia Eagles, it's going to be down to the run game. It's going to be down to Jalen Hurts' decision-making. It's going to be down to a lot of things like that. So for me, I think it's going to be a close game just because it's away, but I do think that the Eagles will come away with it. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Might be wrong, but I really do. 41-33 Eagles. I don't know why. Is that the score that the Eagles beat the Patriots with in the Super Bowl?
Yes, it is.
Yes,
yeah, that's why it's stuck in my head. Sorry. Oops. Had to say that, Patriots fans. No, in all seriousness, I'd probably say give me 45. Maybe that's a little bit high. I want to say around 40. So I'll just say 38-28 Eagles. I think that the Eagles should win at least by 10 points. I just looked at the spread for betting. The Eagles are favored by 6.5 points. So they really should win by at least a touchdown. But yeah, I got 38-28 Birds. KJ?
21. The Eagles win by that score. I think it's going to be a closer game. I don't see them going to the 40 range. I'm a prediction. I love to see that. But at the same time, I don't see them scoring 40 points. I really don't see it. And I think the Colts, but I think we'll be able to stop them for the most part. And we'll be able to get the offensive game going and get a win in Indy and show that we're not frauds.
I agree.
Yeah, I got Eagles 31, Colts 17. I think it's actually going to be closer than that score. I think the Eagles are going to score on a last-second touchdown, pick six or something like that, to make it that 31-17 score. But Colin's a fraud at this point. But
he's always talking.
It is what it is. But yeah, I think the Eagles are going to have control of the game for a lot of it, but it's still going to be a close game. But I definitely got the Eagles winning. If they don't, we got problems.
Yeah, we have major problems. We might have to do a post-game show if they don't win because, God, there's going to be a lot to work out. And moving on to the last piece of the show, I want to thank everybody who came through tonight, or today, really. Sorry, I'm used to saying tonight earlier than we normally do. But I do want to thank everybody who came out early this morning to watch our pregame show. Like I said, we're going to be doing these every Sunday. So if you aren't already subscribed to Cahtah Media, subscribe to Cahtah on YouTube, subscribe to us on YouTube, 302BIRDS, and follow both of us on TikTok because there's a ton of great content on there. And like I said, these will be coming every Sunday with KJ McCoy as well. Make sure to follow him and subscribe to him on YouTube. Moving on to our last piece. Chris, you got it? You ready?
I got the bet.
All right, let's hear it.
Go. Make my
so
money.
I got over 16.5 for Indianapolis Colts total points. Same thing for the Eagles, over 16.5. I like to keep that conservative, just, because it's the parlay. Why not? For Matt Ryan, I got over 169 yards. For Jonathan Taylor, over 79 yards rushing. Miles Sanders, over 45 yards rushing, which he should get a lot more than that. Alec Pierce, this was free money, over 14.5 yards. So that should be easy. And I took the over for Quez for 9.5 yards. 2+ receiving yards for Miles Sanders and 5+ receiving yards for Jonathan Taylor. It was a plus 650 bet. So I think I bet $5 to win 45. So Not a terrible bet there. It may hit, it may not, but why not?
Yeah, I don't think that that's a bad bet at all.
Take the shot.
Yeah.
That's some
Take
great parlays for sure.
I made a lot of money last week, so we're good for now.
Nice.
So I'm going up to PA actually to make mine in a minute with my pop. But I'm looking at some of these odds right now, and here are some of the things that I like. Here are the anytime touchdown scorers. So there's 2 players that are favored in the game to score a touchdown. The only 2 players that are actually projected to score, like for sure, in these odds. You guys want to guess which 2 players?
Ooh. What, for the Eagles or for Colts?
In the game. So it could be Eagles or Colts, both teams.
Jalen Hurts and Jonathan Taylor.
Yep, Cahtah got it. So Jonathan Taylor's minus 125. So if you were to put down $10 on that, you would win 18. And then if you look at Hurts is minus 105. So if you were to put down 10, he's actually favored. You'd only win 19. So, I mean, those are pretty decent odds. Miles Sanders, anytime touchdown score. If you can project Miles Sanders to get 2 touchdowns today, I would do that. He's plus 100 right now. $10 will pay you back 20. I mean, that's not horrible. Some of the good value, though, I think, like Chris said, the Zach Pascal. I think that's plus 500 right now. If you put down $50, you'd win 300. So if you go kind of smart on that and one of them hits, that could pay the grocery bills for a week. Jack Stoll, pretty good value. Boston Scott might be a real sleeper pick today. Plus 750 right there. So I think $10 would win 85. Yes. So, I mean, you'll net $75 right there. That could be pretty decent. And then Tyree Jackson plus 750. I think that that's actually kind of high. I would have thought that you would have gotten better value on that. So I would not take that.
If he's even playing.
That's just some of the good odds. Trey Sermon maybe is somebody that gets in the end zone today. His name's on there. That's an interesting one to think about. I mean, if you were to put down that.
He's been quiet. I have not.
They haven't played.
If you were to put down $10 on Trey Sermon to be the first touchdown scorer, right? Say just something happens and they put him in. You would win $1,010. I might just throw $10 on that for the hell of it. I don't think that's going to happen.
I might just do that too. Oh my gosh!
Damn.
Send me that link if you can.
Let's call Sirianni real quick.
Yeah. That's DraftKings for you. I mean, there's a lot of interesting props. I mean, when you look at some of these too, like Chris, would you take the Eagles like total points? Where do you think that they'll end up? 21-30, 31-40. I know you said you would take 16 because it's conservative, but if you were like taking like kind of a educated guess, where do you think that they'll end up today? In the 30s, 20s?
Probably around the 25 to 35 range, somewhere in there. It's so hard because I think they're going to be on that border between like 29 to like 32 points. So it's tough to make one of those bets. But I would probably go, like if I had to, I would go with the over 27.5, or I feel like that's a safe bet almost. But who knows with the way the offense played last week.
I love this bet right here. So I think it's sometimes the times that you do not expect the Eagles to come out and kick the ever-living shit out of a team, that they come out and kick the ever-living shit out of a team. So 51 plus points, right? That's plus 5,000 odds. You put $10 on that, that's going to pay you $500 net profit. So 510 is what you're getting back. I really like that because I remember that Raiders game when we were younger, when Nick Foles dropped like 7 touchdowns and he had no business doing that. Like the Raiders, I think, weren't a horrible, maybe they were. I don't remember them being bad though. I remember kind of being shocked that they went out and just dropped that. So if the Eagles come out and Nick Sirianni has some kind of a mastermind plan and he's ready to go, locked in on his former team, and the Eagles drop 51 points, I'm going to look like a fucking genius with that bet. So I think I'm taking that. And that's going to pay the grocery bills for a week. That's going to probably be my risky bet.
Grocery bill. That might be more than a grocery bill there.
Grocery bills for about the month, probably.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going grocery shopping. Damn.
There's a Wegmans that just opened up in Delaware. It's all bougie. We didn't have them. I know you guys have them in PA. Down here in Delaware, like you get the Acme.
You don't get anything there, do you? You don't get anything.
You like ShopRite and whatever.
We don't have cell service. Like it's the wild down here.
Yeah, they drink sewage water and
I would be extremely shocked if the Eagles scored over 50 against the Colts. The Colts defense isn't that bad. But
like
we'll see.
it's
Maybe
kind
Jalen
of
Hurts will
washed
prove me
up,
wrong
and
again.
there's a lot of unhealthy players though. That's why I think like that bet could be one that like is DeForest Buckner playing right now? I thought he was injured in the beginning of the year too. You got Darius Leonard that's out.
Yep.
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah,
I
both
mean,
teams
I
got
just
injuries for sure.
we haven't seen Jalen Hurts put up that type performance yet, where they've put up 40 plus, 50 plus.
Yeah.
Now maybe this is the breakout, but I just don't think he's that type of quarterback to put up that kind of numbers. He puts up
What do
good
you,
numbers, but not like that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about one more thing on our way out. So, like the Eagles game, tickets are expensive as shit right now to go to an Eagles game. Like all Eagles fans know that. I just was curious, wanted for shits and giggles to like look up the price of what the game is for like pretty decent seats, and to say that I'm surprised is an understatement. So you can sit right here. This is Vivid Seats, but you can sit right here pretty much. Right behind the Colts sideline for $259. 190 right here, 180. That's not bad at all for these.
Not too bad at all. Wow.
These seats are insane. I mean, I was looking at some tickets, like up here, $137. That's ridiculous. $79 down here. I mean, some of these aren't horrendous at all.
No, not at all.
So, I mean, there's a lot of, and one thing I want to say too, there is a lot of Eagles fans there today. So Colts fans, beware. The Philly is in full force. Green is everywhere. I have seen it on the bars. Philly Sports Trips is there. I've seen it on their stuff. The Eagles fans are represented well. So I don't know if we took a bus, if we took a plane, but regardless, we are there. And it's the Midnight Green takeover, Kelly Green takeover, just Green in general takeover. But I'm really excited to see what this team can do. I think that this is a good prove-it game for Jalen Hurts. Like, this is like, okay, how do you respond to like getting your ass kicked at home? Like, now you got to go out on the road. You go against, I think it's still a decent defense. I agree with you, Chris. It's not a bad defense by any means. But how do you respond to that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, let's fly to Indy and let's get some tickets.
Yeah, let's do it.
Probably too late for that. But,
yeah, no, I'm kidding.
I mean, we'll just get the helicopter or something. KJ's got away. He's all good, right, KJ?
Yeah. Let me.
KJ's got the PJ coming on for us.
All right. We'll be there in 5 minutes. Gotcha. All right.
He knows the guy I heard. But yeah, guys, that's all we got for you. If you guys want more of these, let us know. This is the first one ever, and literally I texted Chris this morning at probably 8:30 a.m. and I'm like, yo, do you want to do like this pregame show today? And he's like, sure, let me go to the studio. So I do want to thank Chris for jumping on, going to the studio for us. We appreciate that. KJ, same thing to you, man. Thank you for jumping on last minute.
Sure.
And next week, guys, be sure to tune in, because if you enjoyed it this week, I think we're going to have a lot more personalities there next week. I know Josh wanted to jump on, but he was on the phone with a credit card company, and Jack's busy with something too. Appreciate that. But that's all we got for you guys. Without further ado, God bless. Go Birds. Follow Cahtah, follow Cahtah Media, follow official KJ McCoy, follow 302 Birds. God bless. Caw-caw.